What's going on, YouTube? We back at it, man. I'm gonna do this right now because it's fresh on my mind. They just released the Gervonta Davis Lamont Roach fight on YouTube. PBC just released their YouTube, and we gotta stop fucking playing with Gervonta Tank Davis, man. Like, come on, man. We glorifying this fight because he is the third person out of 31 to make it to the final bell, man. That's the bottom line. Like, I rewatched the fight 3 different times and nobody won. Like, nobody won that fight. I felt like that fight was clearly a draw. You know, like, it was a tremendous fight, back and forth action. But I felt like nobody won the fucking fight. You know, Lamont Roach just made it to the end. So, you know, we getting credit for that. Like, they're saying the same shit about Berlanga. When Berlanga fucking made it to the end with fucking Canelo, it was, you know, whoop de whoop whoop whoop. This ain't no difference. The only thing is he put up a tougher fight, but Lamont Roach did not win that fight. Gervonta Davis came in as a champion, and he did not lose his belt that night. You know, was there a clear winner? No, I felt like there was no clear winner. But you got to let the champion keep the belt, man. Like, come on, man. They really got to stop playing with Gervonta Davis. And this is why we have to give credit to so much, though, for like a Floyd Mayweather. Because every time it was time to show up, for the most part, Floyd Mayweather had 100% performance, you know. And in this case, I felt like Gervonta did not have the best performance of his career. He didn't. He clearly had trouble in the corner. They were arguing in the corner, which never happened. I've known Calvin Ford and Gervonta Tank Davis as they were kids. I know Lamont Roach as well. Like, we all came up in the same amateur program, and they both dogs, you know. But Calvin's always been the head guy in that corner. And every time, you know, when you're sitting in the corner and there's a person right in front of you, it's always been Calvin Ford. Has Barry Hunter been involved? Yeah. But for the most part, if you go look back at 95% of Gervonta Tank Davis fights, Calvin Ford's there. So there was already some riffraff going into the fight because of whatever situation that's happened out there. But, man, stop the bullshit, man. Nobody won that fight, you know. And the unofficial scorecards had Tank up 1 round. If you go look at CompuBox, you know, a lot of people don't like CompuBox, but I fucking like CompuBox. Like, they're paying someone probably thousands of dollars to perfect this stuff. And this, it has a dollar to deal with the fight. So, out of all the total punches landed, Roach 112, Tank 103. But when you're judging up a round, it's always by aggression, power punches, and who's dictating the fight. Okay? So, in a lot of those rounds, Tank Davis landed the more power punches. Out of all the power punches, all right, Tank won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He won 7 rounds out of power punches. Was at 1 was tied. 2 were tied. So he won 7. 2 were tied. And that means Roach got the rest. So what's that? 3. He outlanded more power shots than 3. And then the one bullshit round, which everyone is complaining because he did take a knee. But guess what? When you're selling out arenas back to back to back to back to back, and you headlining pay-per-views back to back to back to back to back, if you want a fucking timeout, man, they gonna give it to you, man. I don't write the rules, you know. Just like when a lot of star players, they want a call, they gonna get it. Was he hurt? No. Was he in trouble? No. The man needed a 2-second break, and he got it. It is what it is. But that, you can't win the fight off of that. You know, like I said, man, the fight was a draw, you know, and Lamont Roach got picked. The bottom line is Tank was like, who do I want to fight? And they picked Lamont Roach. And because Lamont Roach made it to the 12th round, didn't get knocked out because he was a small guy moving up, and he put up a great fight, you know, he's getting a whole lot of credit. But should he be moving around here like he's some type of big superstar? Absolutely not. You know, recently, Gary Russell, and I said this a while ago. I said this after Gary Russell fight. I said the perfect fight to make right now is Gary Russell and Lamont Roach for Lamont Roach's 130-pound belt. But today, Lamont Roach gonna say what I look like fighting a guy who's coming off a 3.5-year layoff. I'd rather fight your brother. But the brother fight at 140, bro. Like, you're not fight. You only got one fight at 135, and you made it the distance. You'll have no wins at 135. Why would they give you a title shot at 140? And realistically, like I said, you are not an A-side guy. Tank picked you, bro. He did. That's just how it goes. Tank is clearly the superstar. He could have fought whoever he wanted. He picked you. He put you on that pedestal. But that does not mean that after you put up a great fight, you walk around like you big shit. So what, you just going to sit around and wait till Tank decides to fight you again because it has to be a rematch because it was an even fight? Like, nah, bro, you should be a dog, man. You should take full advantage of the spotlight you want. And to be real, fighting an older guy, former champion, while you defending your belt in your hometown versus a guy from your region sounds like an amazing, great event where you would be the up-and-coming, you would be the main guy. So why would you shoot that fight down? You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I feel like when certain people get to a certain level, they get too ahead of themselves. Like, I like Roach. He's a great fighter. He's fast. He's strong. He put up a hell of a fight, and he's still champion at 130 pounds. But you saying you're not going to take this fight with somebody because they fought in a year and a half and I had a draw with a pound-for-pound guy, like, that's bullshit, man. Really, you shouldn't be sitting around waiting because you got to strike while the iron's hot. You hot right now because you fought Tank. And if Tank decides to chill and sit on all his money for a little bit and decide to come back when he wants to, when he's ready, you're going to be sitting around waiting, and you shouldn't. So you should be able to want to take anybody who calls you out. Any type of fight that calls you out, you should be willing to fight because that's the truth. Why wait around for the big paycheck when you could be defending your belt because you're still a 130-pound champion, and fighting a former champion at that weight would be a fantastic fight. So, like I said, overall, it was a great fight. You know, I love reliving those pay-per-view fights. I remember I actually was watching the fight at the airport. I was going to India, you know. So, but the fight was a draw. Correct call. CompuBox proves it. Gervonta Tank Davis is still a top dog. So stop with the bullshit that he doesn't want to fight again and all this blah, 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 blah. The man's clearly going through his stuff. When you get a lot of money and you get to that level, it comes with a lot of shit that we don't get to see. We only see what we see on this damn phone or on the internet, whatever. So when that man's ready to come back, he gonna come back. If it's Lamont Roach, great fight. It's not, Lamont Roach needs to stay busy. He's hot. Being on Twitch and getting internet followers, nah, bro. We want to see you fighting. So whoever willing to fight you, fight him. Like, subscribe, comment. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I know all these guys. All of them. Shit, I sparred Tank. So I know he ain't scared of nobody.